For the first of the five eyes, idealism, we were able to find three pieces of evidence, three places in the text where the narrator represented it. The first one was that towards the end of the story, whenever the narrator was about to get killed by the pendulum, he was able to free himself, and he didn't die. Obviously, that's ideal for him. And the second place in the text where we found idealism was when the French general saved him at the last minute when the walls were closing in. Again, he could have died, but he got saved, and that's ideal for him. And then the third and last reason is that in the beginning of the story, the narrator fell, and he realized that there was a pit in his dungeon, and if he hadn't fallen right when and right where he fell, he could have stepped into that pit and fallen to his death, or he could have accidentally stepped in it and died. So it was ideal that he fell down in the perfect place to find this pit and not die later on in the story. For the second of the five eyes, individuality, we also found three places in the text where it was represented. First, it was represented because the narrator was alone throughout most of the story. He was in a dark dungeon, nobody was interacting with him, and he had to think for himself. The second reason is kind of similar to the first one, but with this one, he actually has to use his own thoughts, and he has to use his own ideas so that he's able to survive and actually not die and or succumb to his own mental issues or whatever he had going on in this pit or in this dungeon. And then the third and the final way that individuality is expressed throughout the story is that the narrator has ideas that are different from most people, and some ideas that he has would be considered weird to most people. And one of these is that death is not necessarily a scary thing or a bad thing. He kind of, in multiple places, he kind of looks at it as a peaceful thing, and he just wants to get his suffering over since he's in this dungeon.